much. Well, exactly my point. See, behind me, we're all a bunch of people who did very poorly in math, and so that's why we're here. We were wondering how important is math in the workplace, and so we're joined now by a headhunter, somebody who's involved in trying to find the right people for great jobs, Henry Goldbeck. Henry, thank you very much for coming in. In your experience, you're trying to fill jobs all the time, looking for the best candidates. How important is math?
I think math is one of the general skills in most positions. If they're not pure mathematically based positions, like if you were an actuarial scientist, obviously math is 90% of the job. If you want to study physics or computer programming, your position is very mathematical based. In other positions, for example, sales and marketing, where we do a lot of our recruiting and operations management, it's one of the general skills that is now expected. So the ability to develop a spreadsheet with looking at different ratios and coming up with percentages, the ability then to analyze, think about that data and analyze and what it means from your business, right? All those things are expected now, and that's something that's sort of gradually become more and more, the whole level is increased. So now if you can't do that, you would stick out.
So that is interesting, because you mentioned sales and marketing, and I think of those as, for want of a better word, kind of softer areas where it's more about creativity and ideas, but math, you would still expect a certain amount of mathematical kind of literacy.
Absolutely, and it's not the biggest part of the job, but it's an essential part of the job. So if you're with a client, depending on the sale, you may have to do a cost-benefit analysis for that client, that if you buy this product or service, it's going to save you this amount of money, and over 5 years it'll pay for itself, and then you're in profit. And you might have to understand your gross pricing and understand what kind of discount you're able to give. And those are simple calculations when you know them, but you have to know them. And every salesperson will calculate their commission. They'll have that done by the time they're in the elevator leaving the sale. They'll know what their commission was on that in that job.
Like a waiter calculating his or her tip, right? There's certain basic math that's important. And you can go to cbcnews.ca and see a sample of the kind of questions that were asked. A good score on the OECD test doesn't mean being a math whiz, but it means having a basic understanding of mathematical concepts, which you see as a kind of part of just being a knowledgeable person.
It's everywhere. We were looking at in the office prior to coming here and doing research. I mean, a nurse needs to calculate a dosage based on the weight of a patient, right? An anesthesiologist does the same. A police officer would do an accident recreation using a mathematical formula. A chef, would adjust a recipe and have to, do 3/4 or whatever of flour and butter to or my mother would do 400 pounds of potatoes for, So.
One last very quick question. Have you seen a decline over time in the math literacy of the candidates you deal with?
Again, we don't deal at the mathematical level.
Right.
We're dealing with people.
Average,
no, I think we see an increase an increase in capability, but that has got nothing to do with pure mathematical ability, because the people we meet, they've been in the job, and they're used to measuring performance, they're used to analyzing basic financial skills, so that will have increased over time, but I don't think that is a reflection on what this survey is saying.
And for this job right here, you don't need math?
Well, I thought you had to count words on your articles, but you don't even have to do that.
No, the computer does it for me.
Yeah.
Henry Goldbeck, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.